We are happy to invite architect Kirti Bhonsle Nikam, an architectural consultant in hydroponics from Nagpur, India.
Good morning, all of you. I am architect Kirti Bhonsle Nikam, and I am a practicing architect here at Nagpur. I am also an academician having 18 years of experience into architecture, planning, and research activities. Currently, I am working as a consultant with Nagpur Hydroponics here at Nagpur. And for this particular conference, that is Icon Best 2021, I would really like to thank SRM University and SAID for giving us a chance to be one of the celebrity speakers and share our projects with all of you who are here in the conference. Along with me, I have the director of Nagpur Hydroponics, Mr. Nishant Nikam, who is also with me for the presentation. He is a mechanical engineer by profession and has around 22 years of experience working in the various MNC companies in India. And now he is heading our Nagpur Hydroponics team, and he will be there along with me for the presentation. Even he would like to thank SRM and SAID University for giving us a chance to come up here and share our projects and experiences with all of you. Thank you very much. The presentation that we have for today is basically relating to the topic of introducing urban farming through hydroponics in building design. And this particular presentation is, focusing more on the projects that we have here at Nagpur. So we have already introduced ourselves, we are part of the consultancy team in Nagpur Hydroponics. And with me, I have engineer Nishant Nikam. He is one of the directors here. Now, after thanking, SRM and SAID University, we would just like to share the content of our presentation. In the presentation, we will be discussing about the necessity of hydroponics, the technology which is available with us, the roles and responsibilities of architects and engineers, the hydroponics projects which are implemented here in Nagpur, and with the salient observations which we have drawn specific to the city of Nagpur. We have a post-evaluation of the projects done along with the feedback which has been taken from our clients. And it also tries to cover foreseeing hydroponics as one of the measures for urban farming in India. So these are the basic contents of our presentation that we have. Now moving on with the presentation and setting the premise, we have the corona or the COVID situation which is going on right now, which calls in for a paradigm shift in managing how the urban centers or city should be managed. And what has come to light for all of us is that now the public health is one of the most important or the central salient feature to the urban management. And here it also talks about, we are also talking about work from home. So now when we have such a situation in which the city has, with the limited resources, has to come back to the basic, and we are looking forward to safe and adequate food, safe water supply, good sanitation, shelter, freedom from poverty. And there are a range of environmental prerequisites like the economic, physical, social, and cultural, which need to be, learned as a lesson in this pandemic situation. So now, with this kind of a situation where the public health has become so very important, you try to remain healthy not just for yourself, but also for your neighbors' health and the city's health overall. So that has become one of the main agendas. And with health concern taking so much of prominence, We are planning the cities more towards resiliency, trying to come up with the inclusive building designs. We're also trying to come up with the health impact assessments, and how important now is agriculture, towards towards maintaining a proper healthy city. So this is basically trying to set up a premise for our presentation in the current situation. Now, moving on with the details of hydroponics. Hydroponics, as the name suggests, and most of us know, that it can play a vital role in changing the way that we think about, agriculture or urban farming. It is how the growth can be made good for the future of gardening and farming, right? So it is basically soilless kind of farming which we are basically trying to do. And here in the technology, we have the traditional hydroponics, which replaces the soil with a nutrient-rich solution. And in the aeroponics, as you can see in the second picture, that it is basically relating to the spray or the mist which is being generated out of the nutrient-rich water, and how that is being consumed by the plants, the roots, and they are letting to grow. So in a fog-like atmosphere, we have the aeroponics. So we'll be discussing more towards the traditional way, and how in the existing buildings we have been trying to come up with the hydroponic systems. So now if we look into the potentials of hydroponics, the advantages and disadvantages, it is basically a method of growing plants without soil, using the mineral nutrient solutions with aqueous solvent. It allows the plants to grow up faster. Virtually, it eliminates the need for herbicides and pesticides compared to the traditional soil gardening. Water which is used in the system, it is reused, so we require very less water, so which is one of the most precious resources of the current times. And it is the utilization of the space or is very good with the help of hydroponic farming. So even if it is a very small space, a balcony space or a terrace, it can be very well utilized. And fresh produce, that is, you can have harvest very close to your own house. So maybe the green leafy vegetables or vegetables or fruits, they can be very close to your house. You can actually grow them. You can be assured that it is free of pesticides, herbicides, and it is healthy for your family. But if you look into the second part, which is the disadvantages, so we find that the initial setup cost is a little expensive. Growing a hydroponic garden, it demands a lot of expertise. So it's not just about the engineering and the architectural skills, but we also need good agronomists who can actually monitor the growth of the plant at every stage of its development and growth. Production is limited compared to the field produce, and if at all a disease appears, all the plants would be affected. So that is one of the very well known disadvantages. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of hydroponics in urban area, which can be very well understood now with this particular picture, which actually tries to show that it is cultivation of crop without the soil. The plants are grown in a nutrient rich water based solution. It has zero soil. More plants can be grown in a given area. After the initial expenses, the cost comes down. So that is definitely a thing. Initial cost is more, but later on you find that it is much more healthier and much more efficient, cost efficient. Better growth rate, it saves water. There are no weeds, fewer pests and diseases. It is less labor intensive. That is, with lesser number of labor, we probably are able to come up with better produce. The solvent can be recycled. There is control over climate. Hence, the cultivation can be all the year round. So these are some of the advantages of hydroponics if we look on to the bigger picture or on a larger perspective. Now, what's important here as architects, we as architects and planners, cities we find that are composed of different kind of land uses, like the commercial, residential, institutional, utility, and the amenity areas. Now, based on the land use typology and the needs of the client, the space evaluation has to be done. Like, for example, if it is a commercial space and it is a hotel, so the terrace of the hotel, how well it can be utilized is important for us. And it's important to check the feasibility of proposing the hydroponic system there, right? So if it is a residential building, then what are the spaces available? Do we have a balcony? What is the facing? which direction it is facing, where are the winds moving, and so on. So these things have to be evaluated by the architect well in advance, and then given a proper solution or the suggestion to the client. So the existing space, its orientation, electricity, and the water availability can be evaluated in terms of its quality and quantity. The space availability is something very important as per the kind of land use that we have in the city. The produce is grown much closer to the client or to the consumer. There are high yields, significantly cutting down the land which is used for the farming. We have the indoor farms. They can be started in the rooftops, in communal gardens, even in the elevator shafts and so on, adding to the aesthetics and the utility of the building both. So now here, we as architects, our role becomes even more important when we are trying to come up with hydroponics as a utility, something which gives us good health and is also offering aesthetics to our building design. So this way, if we look into the whole overall aspects or the perspectives of the hydroponics, we find that it has got multifaceted advantages that we can experience after putting it in the projects that we have. So if we look into the eco-aesthetic aspect of hydroponic in building design, probably it can be used for designing the wall facades very effectively with the use of ornamental plants in the residential buildings or in the commercial buildings. We can also have some kind of freestanding structures designed with the plants for better oxygen levels and lowering the temperatures in the building. So it can give a new angle to the way we have been looking landscaping at, not just for aesthetic, but now the landscaping becomes more utilitarian and has a perspective of health which has been added on to it. Now with this, we have the systems of hydroponics which will be taken up by Mr. Nishant Nikam. He will be talking to us about the same.
Hello everyone, this is Nishant Nikam. As ma'am has explained the basics of hydroponics, I am throwing light on critical aspects of hydroponic. This subject is very interesting. Before proceed further, these are few installations at various places in Nagpur. This is 16 planters, this is 70 planters and 100 planters like this. Okay. Now to assemble this system, there are typical components required. So now we will discuss on the components. The first component is the growing media. This is soilless technology, as ma'am says. It's a Israel technology. Okay. So as a substitute for soil, growing media is used. Generally, coco peat, then pit moss, rock wool, grow, and the oasis blocks. These are the few materials which are used as a growing media. Then air stones. This is another component. Air stones in growing plant, dissolved oxygen is very important. And here air stone dispense tiny bubbles of dissolved oxygen throughout the nutrient solution. So it's very helpful. The third component is the net pot. Net pot are used, is essential to carry the plant, and it allows roots to grow from side and at the bottom of the pot. Then the fourth component is the plastic pipe. Selection of material for plastic pipe is important. It must be food grade material, and it is important because it carries net pot, growing media, marble, plant. So it is very important. After this, the motor, air pump, and monitoring circuit. These are few another components which are required to make it the complete system. Now we will see the stages of hydroponic. Initially, system installation is important, which take care of the whole system. Then parallelly, seed germination is important so that the client understand the procedure of making nursery. Onward, he could not be dependent, and he can make his nursery at his own. Now, after 15-20 days of sapling growth, the plants are transferred to the system, hydroponic system. After this transfer, Here the nutrient management is very important, where the role of agronomist is vital. As per the quality of water and the crop selected, nutrient management has to be taken care, and at different level of at different stages of plant growth, it is changed. So close monitoring is important. Now, after all these stages, the monitoring by the client is very important. His keen observations for his plant or any change in plant condition, he has to inform to the agronomist, so that accordingly the solution has to be provided, where the management of nutrient is important. Now there are critical parameters in hydroponics specific to the climatic condition of Nagpur. We identified two parameters. One is water quality and the second is temperature during summer. Now water quality changes from site to site. It is very important that it has to be tested from a reputed laboratory, where you have to find where you have to evaluate few parameters like total dissolved solid TDS, electrical conductivity, then pH value, dissolved oxygens, and few other parameters. These are the guidelines for the water parameters for agriculture is already available. Okay, so with that guideline, the testing of water is has to be taken out, has to carry out. Now the temperature in particularly Nagpur city, as the temperature rise up to 48 to 49 degree during summer, at peak summer, it makes water hot, which is flowing in the system, and the plant can't sustain at 48 degrees. So to sustain plant properly, it should be up to 27 to 30 degree. So we have to maintain that range, and to maintain that range, we have few solutions which we are practicing. One is providing thermal insulation to the water reservoir. We can easily insulate the water reservoir. Other is at extreme condition, you need to add chiller in the system. So by this way, these two critical parameter, if you monitor or closely handle, throughout the year we can run the hydroponic system and we get the vegetable throughout the year. Now these are few to understand it properly in the aesthetic view point of view and the land utilization point of view. Here we have selected 3 case studies of different type. So this in detail, this case study will be explained by Kirti ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishant sir, for sharing your experiences and some of the very critical parameters which are specific to the city of Nagpur. Here we are trying to discuss 3 projects which we have taken up along with under Nagpur Hydroponics. The project 1, which is at Bharatnagar, the second one is at Shanti Nagar, and the third one is at the Mahalakshmi Nagar here at Nagpur. So if you look into the very first project, this is one of the project which is an existing residence of Mr. Deshmukh, and this is located in Bharatnagar. So this is an existing independent house, and it is having an approximate area of 3,000 square feet. It is facing towards the west, and it's a corner plot, if you can see here in the picture also. So here we had the challenge that the terrace was divided into the upper terrace and the lower terrace. So the upper terrace had already got a solar panel which was there. So we only had the option of considering the lower terrace to be used for the the lower terrace to be used for the hydroponic system that had to be installed, right? And it has also got a central ventilator. So the hydroponic system, which was A-shaped and which was a freestanding thing, was installed here at one of the corner location. And we had also the lining of the terrace garden, which was provided along the periphery of the parapet wall. So if you see here, you can see in this photograph also the green portion, as you can see in the curved wall here. Here we have the NFT system, which is a freestanding A-shaped structure, and along the parapet lining we have the entire grow bags which have been placed, and along with the trays. So there are around 72 plants in 8 pipes in the NFT system, and these are towards the south wall. The structure faces the east, and along the south wall we have the trays which have been placed. So as per the client's requirement of fresh salad, we had planted the cabbage, tomato, spinach, coriander, and some such vegetables relating to the salad only have been planted in this for this particular residence. Now here, this is the freestanding installation, which is A-shaped and which has also got a shade net above. So in case of the temperatures go up, we have the shade net which can be brought down. And again, the chiller can be used along with the thermal insulation in the the water container, which can be installed to lower down the temperatures. Now here, we can also see the stages of growth. So this is when the saplings were put in the net pots. So the saplings were transferred here into the net pots and placed into the pipes. And this is the growth which was after a week's time. This was the growth which we achieved in 3 weeks' time. And this was the kind of growth which you can see in the last picture here at the right-hand corner. That is the growth of the plants after 6 weeks. So this was a very in a controlled environment and with good amount of nutrition, which has been properly monitored. We have been able to achieve good growth of the plants in 6 weeks duration. Now the second project, which was again a residential project, which was an independent bungalow, and this particular was a G+1 structure. And this is a residence of Mr. Jalali, and this is in Shanti Nagar in Nagpur. This particular residence is around 2,200 square feet of area. And as you can see here, that the terrace was quite small, and it has got a number of niches, as you can see here in the photograph. This had very less space, so the client's requirement was that you use the wall facade of the staircase, which is facing towards the east. So what we did is the wall facade was being utilized to create the 6 pipes which have been put, and the wall facade was being utilized, which is facing the east. So here also we had the shade net which has been put on the framework. Whenever the temperatures go up, we can put up this, and it can provide good amount of cooling to these plants as well. So the house is facing eastward, and here we have the wall installations which have been done. So according to the client's requirement, again, we had certain vegetables which have been listed down, like cauliflower, peas, etc. And there are around 60 plants which have been put up in the pipes here. So in future, the whole terrace will be used for the terrace garden with systems like Dutch buckets, grow bags, and the NFT system. So this is already the NFT system which we have. We'll have in the future the Dutch buckets and the grow bags which will be coming up. So this was an important thing, that is always the client's requirement is something which has to be taken care of. So this is one of the on-site sketches which we have drawn here, which shows the long high wall which is facing towards the east, and that has been used for the making of the hydroponic system installation. These were some of the more sketches which were created, and one of them, that is on the right hand side, this was finalized, which is showing the NFT system and the movement of water from the main container and how it moves throughout the system. Now these are some of the stages of installation. So in the stage 1, what we find is the wall was being prepared with the the hangers which were being hoisted on the wall facade. Then on these hangers, the pipes were being laid. So it's very important that the pipes are properly selected and they are of a proper food grade. That's important for us. And they are around 4 inches in diameter with proper holes which have been drilled on it. So this was the 6 pipes which were being installed. And this is the next stage of the installation process. Here we can see, along with the water container, you have got some amount of electric supply also, so that the water flows continuously through all these 6 pipes. And lastly, you can see the client standing along with his produce and how he enjoys his own the plant which is grown by him, and he knows what health benefits it's going to offer to him. So the last photograph shows the client with his with the grown or the garden which he has created on his own terrace. Now the third project which we have worked upon is one independent house located in Margi Nagar area of Nagpur. This is a ground structure, and on the terrace of this we have an installation which has been done using the Dutch buckets, and the R-shaped shade nets have also been created. So the house is basically facing east. Initially, the NFT system grow bags were installed, and later on to check the yields, what we can see is we have more number of hydroponic systems which have been taken into care. Now the client is confident and he wants to go for the hydroponic where the complete setup, which includes the grow bag, long trays, and planters, can come up with the fogger, cooling pads, and sensors. So we are looking forward to more elaborate kind of a setup to come up in this project number 3, and various kinds of vegetables like the leafy vegetables, the underground vegetables like the ginger, potatoes also can be grown. So this is what we are looking forward to in this project number 3. Now in the same project number 3, this is the Dutch buckets which have been placed, and this is the NFT system, and this is how the water supply has been taken from the tanks and circulated here. These are some of the on-site sketches which we have made. This is the plan which shows the Dutch buckets which have been placed centrally, and at the sides we have the possibility of the grow bags, and at the 4 corners we have some very large trees which will be coming up, right? So this is the front elevation, what we can see here with the Dutch buckets and the NFT system which is coming on along the wall, and at the 4 corners we have some bigger plants or trees which can come up. And this is another one section what you can see here. So what we are proposing here is along the arches we have these kind of shade nets which will be coming up in the future. So here this is quite a challenging thing which is coming up with us, because the client is also quite experimental in nature and wants to utilize the terrace and experiment with different types of hydroponic systems which are available, and to come up with a more controlled environment which you can give in this shade net. So this is another one project which is in process. When we actually went in for taking up the projects, they are in process, and we have to continuously be in touch with the client and monitor what kind of growth or what kind of output we are getting at every stage of the project. It's not that once the project is done you forget about it. No, every now and then you have to be in touch with the client and take his feedback, because the plants are something very sensitive and we need to take care of them very, very carefully. So these were some of the feedbacks which we got from the clients, and like Mr. Deshmukh, he was quite he said that he feels connected to the roots, and it was a good experience for him working at the terrace garden in the morning. So this was like he's a retired person and he enjoys growing his own food. Mr. Saifuddin Jalali is part of the Central Railways in Nagpur, and he has a residence there and he enjoys the home gardening. So he has a hand experience of farming from seeds, sowing till flowering of the plants, and he's very excited for the fruits to come. So these are some enthusiasts who are working with us, and they are really experimenting themselves as well as allowing us to come up with the hydroponic systems in the existing residential buildings. Now, coming on to the conclusions, what we feel that as a team, when we are looking as architects and engineers, it is the role of the architect basically is to meet the client's requirements. That has always been in the field of architecture, but providing the hydroponics in the existing building as per the space available, that's something very challenging. And also you have to take care of the client's requirement. While you are selecting the space, the utility, aesthetic, both the things have to be taken care of. Now, another one important thing is to propose newer definition of landscaping while designing the buildings which are utility and aesthetic based, making inclusive designs which provide better cooling of the roofs, walls, etc. To give better oxygen content. So that also become part of our responsibility in the current scenario where the oxygen levels of the body are very important for us. So if the residence has good oxygen level in and around the plot, so that will of course improve the health of the inhabitants as well. So this provides better oxygen content to improve the biodiversity of the building environment. So as soon as you introduce plants and vegetables and fruits and flowers into the residence, you immediately find small birds, butterflies, bees, who are actually start becoming part of the the biodiversity of the building, and also adds to the microclimate of the building which has been designed. So it improves the microclimate also. Now, if you look into the role of engineers, they are more to coordinate with the client and the architect to provide better infrastructure for the hydroponic system to come up successfully. And here the role of the engineer is also to quantify the water, how much amount of water, how much amount of electricity, what would be the quality of the same, which has to be utilized in the proposed system. So this has to be taken care of by the engineers to check the quality of the water, and the solar panels which have been used for the electricity as per the client's requirement. That also becomes very important for the engineers, and to mobilize and implement the hydroponic system into reality. So this is something that after coordinating with so many experts like the agronomist, the architect, the client, then the engineer has to make everything possible by lining up the things properly. So this is how we have understood that through the projects which we have done here at Nagpur, that the role of architect and the engineer will go hand in hand. So this is something which is quite important, what we have learned in this particular projects which we have taken up, along with the coordination with the clients. So here we come to the end of our presentation, where we have the different team members with us, like Ravindra Mohite sir is the agronomist with us. Sudhir Mate sir, he is an urban farming enthusiast, and he gives us newer ideas as to how the best utilization of the existing spaces can be done. Prashant Umbarkar sir, he is one of the mechanical engineer with us. He's expertise in manufacturing and installation. Prajwal Shantalwar, he is also looking into the business operations. And Mr. Kunal Ganveer, he's one of the business administrators and a system developer for us. So we are a team of so many people who have joined hands together to work and bring the dreams of people into reality by introducing the hydroponics into the existing buildings so far. But if you look into the future of hydroponics, we would also like to take up some projects wherein the client is interested into hydroponics right from scratch, that is right from the design of the building. The hydroponics comes into the designing aspect as well. It's not just about the spaces, but also hydroponic becomes inclusive to the building design. So we are looking forward to certain projects which will come up accordingly. As of now, we are coming to the end of the presentation, and thank you very much for giving Nagpur Hydroponics a chance to express their projects, share their projects, and share their experiences of being at Nagpur. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Architect Kirti Bhonsle Nikam, for sharing your knowledge on hydroponics with our audience today. We will now move on to a short sponsor break.
Epoxy adhesives are widely used in the industry because of their high strength, chemical resistance, and the ability to adhere to different surfaces. But almost all of them have low impact strength and low UV resistance, which makes them weak after long-term use, under stress and limitations. To combat all these issues, we are introducing Bondtite Pro. Bondtite Pro is a high-performance 2-component multi-use new generation epoxy adhesive system with room temperature curing. It has very high impact strength, excellent shear strength, better UV resistance, better coverage, and so much more. And it is to be used for bonding various similar and dissimilar materials such as metals, ceramics, wood, leather, rubber, marble, glass, and a lot of other materials. Bondtite Pro is very easy to use. The directions to use are really simple. Step 1. Clean the surface and make sure it is free of dust, unsound material, loose plaster, oil, paint, grease, algae and corrosion deposits. Step 2. Take equal quantity of part A and part B. Step 3. Mix it for 1 minute with the help of Bondtite applicator to attain uniform color. Step 4. Apply on the surface. Step 5. Clamp or support the surface for 4 hours. It will attain full strength in 24 hours. And that's all there is to it. You can use it for speakers, marble pasting, automobile repair, and hardwood handicraft. Bondtite Pro.